We're still here in Japan, and today we're in Osaka. We're jumping on the train to a place called Nara, which is supposed to be absolutely magic. So we're based in Osaka, and I complained about that yesterday because it's far away from Kyoto, but it actually makes kind of a good base for things not Kyoto related. Like, we're heading to Nara now. We just caught the subway to this stop, and then now we just have a 30-minute train ride to get to Nara. So Osaka might not be the best for Kyoto, but for these other things that we got planned in this area, it really works out well. Made it to Nara station, and our plan here in like the Kyoto-Osaka region has been to like work in the morning, get vlogs done, get photos edited, admin work in the morning, and then explore and shoot in the evenings. So we came here now to Nara, and I think we're gonna walk towards the famous park, and on the way find somewhere to get some lunch. Starting to become ramen aficionados here in Japan. We haven't had a ramen in like 3 days though, and this one looks fantastic. It's hot. As a now ramen connoisseur, that was very average ramen. Still, the best two ramens we had were the two in Kamikawa, and I might be a little bit biased about that, but they were unreal. We're heading now to feed people, or we're heading to feed deer, or something like that. I'm not really sure what happens. We watched like this documentary on Japan before coming here on the plane, and there was this place called Nara Park, which is just right here, where deer descend from the hills, from the forest, into town, and the tourists all feed them. It's also said that these deer, to receive the food, will actually bow to the people. Some sort of like conditioning, like Pavlov's dog, except for food and deer. So we're in the temples, and they're beautiful. There's this shrine behind us, or temple behind us. There's another really tall pagoda or temple that way. And it's really cool in here so far, though no deer. And we don't really know how we're supposed to feed the deer. But we're assuming that there's probably maybe like a vending machine, because it's Japan, that sells the food, and we buy it and then feed the deer. But we're not exactly sure. We're totally winging this. But it is beautiful. Even without deer, this place is really cool. So there's a bunch of deer over here in this part of the park, and there's people taking pictures with them, petting them, feeding them. I even did see a deer bow just now, but we still need to find the food. We're learning the downside of coming in the afternoon. It's that all these deer, they're well fed already. There's so many people, because also I guess it's the high season, that the deer just don't even care that there's food nearby. They do bow. That's not a myth. That actually happens. And there is a lot of them, like a lot of deer. We've only just entered the park, and there's already been probably 80 deer. So there's obviously more to this park than just the deer. It's a massive, massive park. And this time of year, it's actually a cherry blossom viewing area as well, coming through here to one of the temples. And lots of trees, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, this is incredible. Low-key trying to show you guys this dude's camera behind me because it is amazing. Yeah, so cool. This guy's my hero. We got farther into the park and the deer are hungrier. This one actually just bit me, but he'll go right into my pocket to try to steal the cookies. Right? But they're like, yeah, they're definitely hungrier, and you get into the park, they'll chase you at full steam to get their cookies. They're cookie addicted. Look at him just bowing. You gotta bow. There, that's a nice bow. Pavlov's deer.
Oh, that's a lot of bows.
That's a lot of bows. You must be really hungry. There's a whole cookie. Now stop following me, please. Ah! We're trying to explore, but the deer keep chasing us for food. Tyler's surrounded by deer. So I think I need to, or at least I want to, talk about the ethics of a place like this. And it's kind of hard for me to say one way or another. But the reality is, anytime animals are fed, wild animals are fed by people, by tourists, it's not a great situation. It's fun, it's entertaining and everything like that, but at the end of the day, they can start to become not only conditioned to like bow their heads for food, but really need the food. And what happens if tourists stop coming? What happens in the low season when there's not as many tourists? Will the deer still know how to find food? And that's always the question. So I don't know, I'm kind of mixed on a place like this, because obviously the deer are flourishing here because people are here and people are feeding them. But if they stop, what happens? So yeah, that's kind of the ethical battle, since I know some people are probably going to comment about that. Turns out this is like one of the best places to people watch. Beyond the deer watching, people watching is great. There's this couple here that has 2 dogs and a Siamese cat on a leash, and they're trying to get Instagram photos, or I guess family portraits, under the cherry blossom tree. And it's really cute to watch. It's really fun. When we first got here, I kind of mentioned that the deer were all full and they didn't even care about the food, but the farther you get into the park, the hungrier they are, and the longer they'll follow you if they can smell the food in your pocket. Again, I keep saying this, but everybody keeps coming here for the deer. The deer are awesome, but there's incredible sights in here. This is Todaiji Temple here, and I'm told that the largest bronze Buddha in the entire world is inside there. Incredible. So that was cool. We're now ditching Tyler for a little bit so he can shoot some hyperlapse here and a couple other spots around around the park. And I'm on the scout right now for a location to photograph sunset. So I'm kind of winging this sunset shoot. We explored this entire part of the park and there's lots of beautiful things, but I talk about a lot on this channel is the difference between beautiful and photogenic. And as beautiful as those things are, the really photogenic ones are closed at sunset. So we're totally winging it and coming to a different part of the park that we didn't come to earlier. And from the looks of it, it was totally worth it. There's cherry blossoms, there's a bridge down there, and I think this is gonna be a cool location. We've come down to this pagoda and the scene is really cool. There's lots of people down here shooting portraits and stuff like that. It would be an amazing place to shoot portraits, but a bit of a challenge from a landscape photography point of view just to fill the frame with interesting stuff, and the light is very boring because it's just blue skies. Almost think it would be better shooting straight into the sunset, which generally is kind of a no-no at something like this, but I'm gonna sit down, wait over here somewhere, and see what happens with the light. Maybe just relax for a couple minutes. Beautiful, beautiful place, and hopefully we can get some photos out of this too. So I think I'm okay with this setup in this shot. It's simple. I just have this tree here with the cherry blossoms leading in, the trail, and then the pagoda. The pagoda is getting some nice glowing light on it. It's really harsh. There's not a cloud in the sky, but the light's being filtered through some haze and through some trees, so the light's nice and soft there. The only thing that's missing is some clouds. If there were some clouds here, this shot would be like unreal. This would be fantastic. But that being said, I think I already got the shot. The mood down here is fantastic. It's beautiful, there's people out on these boats, there's people walking around taking pictures. It's just a phenomenal mood and vibe right here. And I got a shot of this couple kind of having a laugh in their boat with a pagoda in the background that I really like. So sometimes it's about the moment, it's about capturing the moment rather than setting up a tripod and really working hard to compose something. Sometimes it's as simple as capturing the moment. So this was an awesome day at Nara. We came for the deer, we stayed for the pagodas and the temples. It was more than I expected. When I heard there's this place that you can feed deer and the deer come and they're friendly, that's what I came to see. But at the end of the day, the deer were cool, that was interesting, that was definitely something unique. But this park and this town and all the temples and pagodas and lakes and cherry blossoms, this place is just incredible. And it was such a good day of exploration and travel here in Japan. And Japan has just been, it's been unreal. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to see a castle. I'm not sure where or what it's called, but we're going there and it should be fun. See you there. Peace.